Hello Scorpio, so I'm doing your weekly reading for June the 10th to the 17th. I do apologize as well, the fountain is still not yet fixed. I'm still waiting on that part coming. It's a bit late, it's been caught up in the post, but yeah, hopefully over the next couple of days I can get the fountain back up and running again. It's just I know a lot of you like to watch the little ball and the light spinning and then listening to the trickle of the water. So anyway, it's all in hand, it's all being taken care of. So yeah, let's take a look at what is going on for the energies for you guys this week. Love, Wild Rose Fairy, and love. So love is the topic of conversation this week, Scorpio. Love coming in. There could be improvements going on within your current connections or current relationships. More love coming in for those situations. I feel that this is indicating just an overall feeling of belonging. Okay, I know it sounds a bit dramatic, but ultimately that's all of us really want, isn't it? Is that sense of belonging and acceptance, that sense of being understood. Okay, and that's pretty much the exact vibe that we're getting through this week. You also have Rainbow Waterfall and Miracles. So there are some interesting things that are developing here. So you've got three butterflies actually. You've got red, purple, and a really subtle yellow one up in the corner there. I would say, yes, pay attention to number 3 this week. This card is number 31. Three butterflies. Threes traditionally are about co-creation. They can indicate friendships, growth, creativity, cooperation with others, cooperation with the universe. So basically, Scorpio, you guys, you are in alignment with what it is you're trying to create, what it is you're trying to achieve. Okay, I'm trying not to use the word manifest, right? I don't know, I just kind of feel like it's one of those words that gets overused. I don't know why. So whatever your goals are, whatever your ambitions are, you are looking at a very positive result. Okay, if you're in particular, if you're looking for answers to anything that's going on in your life this week, you're highly likely going to be receiving those answers that you have felt have been missing. Okay, and with all of this happening, it's a lightening of the load, a lightening of the energies. Certainly you not feeling any kind of pressure this week. It's very much the moment after the release. Okay, you know, it's relief. Relief, that's the word I'm looking for. There is relief here. I feel that there is also a message here about emotional cleansing with the waterfall. Waterfall symbols are very healing, okay, because they symbolize a washing away of everything that has been holding you back, of everything that's been weighing you down. It's cleansing any and all negativity here, okay. And of course the rainbow indicates the end of difficult times. Okay, so there's quite a lot that's actually going on this week on an emotional level. Okay, let's find out more with the tarot. We will dig a little bit deeper. So can you tell us more about this love and miracles for a Scorpio, please? Scorpio's energy, June 10th to the 17th. What is this love and miracles? The 6 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Yeah. Here's the deal, right? See with this 6 of Cups. that is telling me that there's something historical that has been acting like the Ten of Wands, a heavy burden, a lot for you to carry, a lot for you to deal with, a lot to handle. Something historical has been causing you issues. Okay. That's exactly what's being dealt with this week. Now, I don't know the exact pinpoint accurate specifics of what is going on here, okay? Because I'm not a psychic, I'm an intuitive, so I can read the strongest energies, right? A historical event or a historical problem that you're still dealing with, this week, you're going to be closing that out, right? It's getting dealt with. Something is getting dealt with. Can we have any indication of what it is that's being dealt with for Scorpio? This historical stress. The Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles can indicate results, right? And here's the deal, again, with this being a historical problem that you are getting answers for, you are getting results for, good results. You got some kind of validation here with this energy, okay? Because while it's not a miracle cure, right, even though you've got the card of miracles here, miracles can and do happen. Miracles are certainly happening for you this week. While this isn't a miracle cure, it's a good way the portion there. Do you know what I mean? So a historical issue that you just assumed you would have to put up and shut up forever and be done, right? It actually isn't the case. Because you've got progress, you've got results, you've got answers, okay? So it's already putting you a heck of a lot more forward than what you were last week. Do you know what I mean? So let's imagine if this is about money issues, right? Maybe there have been historical debts or something, right? Because remember that message about historical problems, right? Well, this week you're going to receive progress and answers in the form of tangible advice and solutions so that you can clear these debts a lot quicker. Right? It's very, very practical energies with it being pentacles. Okay? And even though I don't read into health, right? Let's use that as an example anyway. If there are some sort of historical issues that you have been dealing with, then this week you're going to be receiving validation, answers, and progress when it pertains to that. But ultimately, something historical has been going on with you that has been affecting your ability to perhaps give and receive love or give and receive affection, right? Imagine someone's in constant pain. What is the knee-jerk reaction going to be? To push people away. I can't let anyone close. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a liability, so you start pushing people away. With this week, with your answers and solutions coming through, you will find that you will be more inclined to let people in, okay? To give and receive that love. Again, if this is about like finances or anything to do along those lines, same deal, just different situation. Okay, I've got nothing to offer because money issues, money problems. And then you receive the validation and the help this week, which then makes you feel more inclined to be more accepting and receptive to love. Oh, do you know what I mean? So one thing leads on to the next. Let's just imagine for the longest time, you have technically been dealing with the symptoms of the main issue, the symptoms of the main problem, rather than tackling the main cause. So this week, you're getting answers, which means you can tackle the main cause of the issues. So you're no longer just dealing with the symptoms, okay? So you really get into the root of the issue, the root of the problem. And that is providing you with this freedom, this cleansing, this, do you know what I mean? It's all connected. So for the longest time, you might have felt like you were disconnected from other people, like, you know, whatever this historical issue or problem has been, you've not quite been able to let people close. It's all changing up this week, okay? Right. Mystic, Meadow and Sanctuary for why this is happening. So that's a really interesting message to get for why this is happening. Sanctuary is the catalyst. So that implies that you have not felt safe. That's part of these historical issues. You have not felt safe. Can you tell us more for the catalyst energy for Scorpio? The Ten of Pentacles, yeah. Ten of Pentacles is the epitome of success. And again, million-dollar question, how do you measure success? Okay, because everyone's version of success is going to be different. If that's not about the epitome of success, then it's possibly going to be about family. And again, that sense of belonging, that sense of safety and security, okay? Long-term stability with the Ten of Pentacles. And the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very intelligent, very diplomatic. The King of Swords is someone who has a plan. So I need to find out a little bit more about this plan, because I'm still trying to figure out the catalytic energy here, okay? The Knight of Wands reversed, yeah. Yeah. That's very unstable energy with the Knight of Wands reversed. It's very fleeting. So the catalyst being instability, you trying to create this stability and security within your life, but feeling like it was constantly being disrupted, okay? Maybe you're like me, and when you were growing up, you were moved once every 12 weeks or once every 6 months, whatever the case might be. Maybe it was difficult for you to put roots down when you were in your formative years, because remember, we're looking at historical issues, historical problems, right? So if you were similar to that and you had to move frequently, you were forced to move frequently, again, that can cause instability within a home or within a family, right? Because you'll never feel safe, you'll never feel grounded. Now as an adult, you might find it difficult to stay in one place for too long because it built a habit. Do you know what I mean? Your conditioning here, there's definitely some form of conditioning here that has left a lasting impression on you. Of course it has. And it's affected how you view Ten of Pentacles, how you view families, how you view stability, okay? Yeah, you got the Ten of Swords at the bottom of that deck. So reluctant to start anything new out of fear that, well, it's not going to work out anyway, right? So the catalyst is you're stopping yourself in a lot of ways. You're stopping yourself from even trying in the first place, right? Or you had been. You were stopping yourself from trying new things in the first place. Bear spirit and healing for what's going on in your blind spots. So on a subconscious level, you have actually been healing. Okay, you have been working through these historical issues and you have been healing from them. I'm seeing as well that you're feeling far more confident to, because that's a really protective energy, the bear. So you're feeling more confident to protect yourself, to protect your space, to protect the sanctuary that you're currently building for yourself right now. Wheel of Fortune for your blind spot. There's an interesting turn of events that's about to unfold, Scorpio, where it really does end up solidifying your more recent decision making. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is fate, it's karma, it's destiny, it's things going in the right direction, things going right for you, things being good for you. And with it being deep in your own subconscious, you might not believe that you're making progress, okay, because you got the star here, but you've actually made a fuckload of progress, loads of progress. And do keep in mind that you're not always initially gonna see with your eyeballs the progress that you have been making, because a lot of the times the progress that goes on when it comes down to healing and growth, it can be really subtle, okay? But you are going to start to see evidence of all the progress you've made in your own lived experience, okay? So you're doing all of the right things at the exact right time, with this Wheel of Fortune, star and healing all being in your subconscious energies, okay? Can you tell us more? Yeah, the Ace of Swords. I love that combination, Scorpio. I absolutely love that combination. I feel that there actually is a confidence, a quiet confidence that's building up inside you now. Your ability to articulate your needs are flowing a lot easier. Okay, yeah, see, Ten of Cups as well in your blind spot. Largely, a lot of your problems are being resolved this week, Scorpio. A lot of them. Yeah, you've even got the Sun at the bottom of the deck. So an incredible turn of events here, because again, with all this being in your blind spot, right? Healing, Wheel of Fortune, the Star, Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, the Sun. That's like literally all of the best cards that's coming out there in your blind spot, okay? It just keeps getting better and better, basically, because you're now more receptive to love. It all started with love. And I'm sorry if that sounds cheesy or a bit woo, okay? I completely get it. I completely understand. Yes, it can sound incredibly cheesy, but when you really dig down into it, it does make perfect sense, okay? You're seeing all of this energy changing up, all of this ease and flow, okay? Instead of you constantly feeling like you have to fight everything and fight everyone, and you know, everything has to be a struggle and everything has to be a battle. Going from that frame of mind to experiencing this ease and flow, it can be really, really jarring, okay? Which is why it's vital that you do create yourself a place of sanctuary. Now, that can be a physical, literal place, or it can be an internal one, okay? Either way, your sanctuary, it has to help you get to that point within yourself internally where you do feel safe, where you do feel anchored. And you will find that a lot of people will tend to use physical places to help them get to that internal place, okay? So it is vital that you do have your own space, your own sanctuary, okay? Because that's your anchor point. And when you're going through this really jarring experience of everything has historically been crap and shit and a struggle since fucking forever, to all of a sudden this here, that can make a person feel really quite discombobulated, okay? But again, Scorpio, that's all part of the healing process, okay? Right. What is working for you? What do you know? It's the earth spirit and stability for what's working for you. Literally speaks for itself. Anything and everything that you can do this week, Scorpio, that is going to help yourself out, that is going to help you to feel stable and grounded and rooted, okay, then do it. Absolutely do it. You've got Temperance and the Seven of Wands. Yeah. I'm certain that you had this exact combination and this exact message with these two cards that came out for your reading last week, which is all about choosing your battles. Okay, the card of balance, patience, moderation, with the Seven of Wands, which is protecting yourself, protecting your territory, standing your ground. The combination of these two is choose your battles wisely. Okay, not everything needs to be a struggle. Not everything needs to be a fight. And that can be hard to remember, especially if you're finding yourself dealing with, for example, a lot of difficult individuals this week, right? Which it's possible. You don't have to fight with them all or argue with them all or feel like you've got something to prove. Do you know what I mean? Because again, this combination can imply that maybe you have been going through a moment where you feel like you've got something to prove. You have to prove either that you're telling the truth, or you have to prove your worth and your value, or whatever the case might be, right? You don't have to prove anything at all, because not everything is worth the battle, okay? That's going to help you to feel more grounded, more stable, right? When everything's not a fight, when everything's not a struggle, that's instantly going to make you feel more stable. How this is likely going to play out, you have got the guardian spirit of spring and activation. And I love how that's like the maypole, which is a symbol of abundance and fertility. That's why traditionally they would dance around the maypole every time spring began. Okay, it was to encourage the forest spirits or something to bless your land or to bless your farm so that you'd have a good growing season, which would lead on to a good harvest, right? So that's why the maypoles were symbols of abundance, growth and fertility, right? Something here is being activated, and I feel that it's being, again, I'm sorry to sound cheesy, it's being activated within you. Okay, your ability to create abundance, again, whatever that word means specifically for you, is what is being activated, right? So let's take a look. What is being activated for Scorpio? What is being activated? Oh, that's reversed. The Queen of Cups in the reverse. Interesting. For what is being activated? That, I mean, a Queen of Cups reversed, that's like, that's nothing good, right? Damn, we need to find out exactly what they mean with the Queen of Cups reversed. I suspect that that's to do with self-protection or self-preservation. Why is that Queen of Cups reversed, and why is it coming out as what is being activated for Scorpio? Okay. Oh, it's about codependency. It's about codependency. So Queen of Cups reversed, Nine of Pentacles in the upright, and then the Ace of Pentacles also in the upright. And bearing in mind, Nine of Pentacles to the Ace equates to the 10 of Pentacles. Right. So there's codependency to being independent. You know what this is? This is no longer putting so much stock or no longer placing your own self-esteem into what other people's opinions are of you or what other people's thoughts might be about you. You're no longer measuring up your own worth, your own self-worth, and your ability to be loved by other people's behavior. That's what's being activated. Your true sense of self is what's being activated. I thought that was strange when the Queen of Cups came out reversed, because I'm like, there's no way they're saying, oh yeah, Scorpio's becoming nasty or whatever, right? I'm like, there's no way that that's what that's about. That is your self-worth, okay? Like, in a nutshell. I love that. Do you know, I do love the way that messages come out in the tarot sometimes, because even though I've been doing this for, gosh, I don't even know if I want to admit how long. It's got to be over 20 years at this point. I've been reading tarot for that long. It can still surprise me. And I just love that about tarot. Yeah, you got the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So you're balancing out the extremes, okay? It's like finding that balance between chaos and order, right? And I suspect that, granted, not all of you, but a lot of you have had a lot of experience with chaos, things being chaotic people, like, you name it, okay? So maybe for those reasons it has been hard for you to create your own sanctuary and, you know, to build something for yourself that is solid and tangible, right? You're finding that balance between the chaos and the order now. And the thing is, you're recognizing as well that you kind of need both in order to live a happy, balanced life. You need a little bit of chaos and you need the little bit of order right? It's finding that balance between the two. Okay, let's take a look at a healing message for you then. Can I have healing and guidance for Scorpio, please? Whoa. A banquet for the soul. You've actually got a couple of cards here, Scorpio. A banquet for the soul, space clearing, and hearing guidance. Yeah, so these two intuitively, this one I will take the full healing message for you from. So yeah, space clearing, that's that cleansing that we saw there with the miracles and the waterfall. Okay, so something that you thought that you would never be able to recover from, that you'd never be able to move on from. Okay, there is evidence here that actually you are healing from it, you are recovering from it. Okay, you're space clearing, you're making room for more love and joy and stability in your life. You're clearing away anything and everything that is not in alignment with you, that is either too negative. Okay, you're hearing the guidance that is coming through for you. It could be coming through for you in your dreams. It could be coming through for you via synchronistic numbers. Okay, remembering that when you see the number 3s this week, it means that, yep, you're still headed in the right direction. Okay, it's kind of like a little nod from the universe there. Hearing guidance is also connected to, of course, your intuition. Okay, and we don't just tell people trust your intuition to fill up the airspace with. Okay, you genuinely legit need to trust in your own intuition, because ultimately it's your intuition that is going to keep you safe. Right, number 14, let's take a look. Keep going too far. Let's go back a bit. Right, there we go. So it says the human relationship with the physical world can sometimes be confusing. From obsessive compulsive behaviors to addictions in relating, eating and body image and the projection of hopes and dreams onto the acquisition of objects, the marvelously complex human mind can pin its need for security and healing upon that which cannot provide it. Okay, so that's like material wealth, material possessions. Those things do not provide us with stability and security that we're looking for. Okay, this article brings you a message of healing and safety, a reassurance your needs can be met. You need not fear that you shall be left alone without love, connection or affection. If you've been in a painful place of personal isolation and suffering, perhaps for a long time, yeah, very, very likely for a lot of you, remember, because there was emphasis that was being put on historical issues, historical problems, okay? This article heralds imminent relief. Reach out for support. I lost my place there. Where's it gone? Yeah, there it is. Reach out for support and do not give up on yourself or your healing path. You're so very close to a breakthrough. Nice. Okay, so yeah, Scorpio, every so often, listen, every so often you're going to have feelings of, this is too hard, this is too difficult, fuck it, I should just quit. It's not working, yeah, nah, right? You know how it goes. Well, Spirit's reminding you that progress and success is not always necessarily what you can see on the surface. Because if you bear in mind, there was a lot that was going on here on a subconscious or on an unseen level, okay, that is only going to become obvious later on down the line. Banquet for the soul, yeah, a feast for your soul. I feel that there is going to be a lot of things that are worthy of you celebrating here, Scorpio. I genuinely do. Right, so let's take a look at some cheeky words of wisdom from the shitty deck, just for a little bit of light-hearted fun at the end of your reading. Right, okay, if you want to soar, climb that mountain, run faster than you've ever ran, you need to get rid of all of the shit that weighs you down, okay? And be thankful for all the shitty people in your life. They have shown you exactly who you do not want to be. Okay? So someone has possibly tried to disrupt your peace, Scorpio. And you do not need to take that on. Okay? You can reject that. And you definitely should reject that. Be glad that you turned out far better, far more grounded than they ever did, okay? I find that fascinating when other people who give us a hard time, and you really sort of look at them, and you really analyze, like, why are they being this way? And then you can see it. It's because they've never really grown. They've never really developed. And you can just tell. And people like that are evidence of what could have happened to us had we have decided that we weren't going to grow, that we weren't going to try and become better people. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. For personal reads with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. In fact, it's right there on your screen right now. Also, in my description box below is information for the fantastic Otter Spirit, our amazing sponsors of this channel, and they make these beautiful healing bracelets. There's cute little otter faces etched on everyone as well, because they donate a portion of every sale to the wild otter charities, so it's helping to support a good cause as well. Absolutely fantastic, so definitely do go check them out. There is a discount code in my description box below. In fact, it's right on your screen right now. There you go, Phoenix Tarot 20. That's your discount code for Otter Spirit purchases. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.